Hello, hello, Charmed fam. Kristen here, and it is time for our weekly Charmed discussion. Before we start, I want to give a shout out to StreamYard, who is the one that makes these live streams possible. Through StreamYard, you are able to record so easily. It's so customizable. That's why it's so easy for me to bring up comments like this one, what's up, Magic Me, or this one, hey Duval, as well as bring in photos and videos and things like that. So shout out to StreamYard. And if you want your own StreamYard account, you can use my affiliate link in the description box below. I also just wanted to mention, if you want to keep supporting my channel, keep supporting my Charmed content, feel free to drop me a super chat. It's greatly appreciated, especially if there's maybe a comment or question you have that you're not sure if I'm going to get to. If you throw me a super chat, I will definitely get to it. Okay, so this episode is season 4, episode 4. Maggie, her demon hunting has led her down a dangerous path. And Mel is like, okay, we got to take a break. We got to book a nice spa weekend, relax, get away. Meanwhile, the new Charmed One is left in charge of the command center for the first time. And, things get a little wild. Things get a bit wild. So let's break this episode down. So I think last week we were kind of like, oh my gosh, what is going on with Maggie basically beating up this man who was harassing her? I thought that they showed what happened afterwards very interestingly. The way that they shot it, it was all from Maggie's perspective. Like, we're looking at Maggie's face and just seeing like her getting booked at the police station, seeing her getting picked up by Kayla. So it's kind of like, a little bit of a unique way to film that without having to show like too much. And basically they've showed us that Maggie was arrested. She's going to have a court case. And right now she doesn't even want to talk about it. And I think last episode, we really got to see Mel explore the issues that she was having with Ruby and kind of confront them face to face and have that conversation with Ruby and, be able to sort of start the process of moving on. And I don't think Maggie is there yet. This episode really showed us that Maggie continues to struggle with that. And with, being just kind of focused on putting that fighting first, versus trying to find that inner peace and empathy. Let's see. There was some really cool stuff that went on with Mel this episode as well. Mel has been working on her time powers, as we know. And we also see the spider that the Tallyman has in their home, which I was kind of lose my mind. I was like, wait a minute. Like, we knew the Tallyman's watching them, but like the fact that the Tallyman could have that spider that's watching them be in their own house, they don't have any magical protection there to make sure that no one's, getting in their space or watching them. That was kind of crazy to me. But yeah, it just shows that the Tallyman really is in there. He's in their space. He knows what they're doing. He knows that they're going to this magical spa, Ripples, which looked like so much fun. So this episode, like I mentioned, really focuses on this magical spa and what goes on there. And we have Kayla kind of staying at home, trying to, just watch over the command center, make sure everything is cool. And it was really fun seeing her, I thought, kind of in control there because, you don't always, well, especially in the last like 2 seasons, we didn't really get to see them like having fun. And Kayla's like skateboarding in the command center and, just having fun. And, I enjoyed seeing that, yeah, Prince William over here. Kayla's so cute, and I think that's what I am enjoying about this season is that it does feel like they're having a lot more fun. And I think Kayla is a really great kind of, person to see that through, see that lens through, because, we could be in this totally like dark, depressed position after they lose Macy. And instead, like, we get to see, yeah, Kevin being like seeing Kayla playing around the command center. That was funny. That was fun. So I enjoyed that. And, it was just fun seeing them in a different light. But, in order to have Kayla, take over the command center for this week and, make sure everything's good, they give her this like conch shell so that if there is a problem, they can just reach out. She can reach out to the charmed ones, her buddies, Mel and Maggie through that. But then the conch breaks, and that's kind of like her little journey is trying to get it fixed. And I really had a lot of fun with her story this episode. Because not only was she having fun, like we said, hold on, let me bring up the skateboarding, but we got to see her go into the magical world a little bit more and make a friend who can help her out. And that friend is Dev, the guy who was introduced last week as the guy who sings at the Blue Camellia. He is a Gandavara. A Gandarva. I think that's what his what kind of magical being he is. And he's someone who has the ability to he has like a magical singing voice. And so he's helping Kayla fix the conch, not realizing like how serious things really are. And I really enjoyed seeing them working together. And I really loved that he was introduced as someone last episode that you kind of like you paid attention to him, you recognized that he was there, but I thought it was more like, oh, fun, we're seeing like some other magical things going on in the world. And then it turned out that he's actually going to be a character this season that actually helps people and is important. So I really liked that, how they introduced him, because I think in the past, they've sometimes introduced characters either too late or in like a weird way where you're like, wait, is this person going to come up again? And so I liked that we got to see him last episode singing with those teeny tiny little bee people in the band. And then he, came and was a part of this episode too. And it seems like he's going to be returning, and I like seeing these other magical creatures come back multiple times. They become part of the world, not, oh, here's one episode where they were in it for like 5 minutes. And I don't know if anyone realized, as you guys mentioned, he has a good singing voice. He was from Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. So obviously he sang on that show, and I thought that was really cool to see him singing here. And he, I also thought it was interesting because Harry had teased last episode before he disappeared, which we don't even know where Harry still is. He disappeared after he ate that weird mushroom, but he mentioned that someone else was going to come into Kayla's life and help her learn help train her. And I feel like Dev was doing that. And they end up making like too many martinis. She ends up, trying to draw these martini glasses. A million of them show up. And that was like a fun, goofy, magical moment. But you could definitely also tell there's a little spark going on between them. I hope they don't like rush into a romance, but I did think it was kind of fun that, the two of them were bonding. It was clear that he had a crush on her, that they were, I don't know if necessarily that means that there will be something romantic between them, because it was clear that his voice can lure people in a way that sort of felt like a siren, where like we saw him like in the last episode sort of seduce some other women with his singing voice, and how talented he was. But I did think that was like, kind of fun just to see like their connection, and how he didn't realize that she was a charmed one. And he kind of gave her a little bit of insight into what people are thinking about this new charmed one. Like, is she even legit? And that's going to encourage her now to finally deep dive into who is her biological parents, which, I think that's going to be really cool. So, there was just a lot of things that went on there that I thought kept the story flowing, that I enjoyed. I do want to mention, though, that they did say in the second episode that Kayla is bisexual. So, there that could be a potential love interest, maybe somebody else. Maybe that was just, maybe that'll be a friendship thing. Who knows? You guys know me. I'm not like super, stuck on the romances. If anything, I'd rather them take it slow, and that's why I preferred how they've done it with Maggie and Jordan, because they really took time to build that, and I appreciated that. But yeah, he was like, Dev was like, "You're really cool," like, that was really cute. So I really liked that Deb was helping her with her magical abilities, and we get to learn a little bit more about like how her powers can work, and then she was able to take those lessons and help Mel and Maggie when she eventually got to the spa later on. So lots of fun set up at that point. Let's get into that spa a little bit more. Um, there was a lot of fun, magical stuff going on there, as well as, of course, some sisterly drama because, um, basically Mel wants to know, like, what happened? Are you okay? And Maggie doesn't want to talk about what happened, how she got arrested, things like that. And she's just holding so much in. She's holding so much in. And it was cool to see like the different things that they do at a magical spa. Like here's this like fancy plant that if things go wrong, it turns into like an Audrey 2 Little Shop of Horrors vibes, attacking, or that they have this aromatherapy that like allows you to go into someone's happiest memories, and those kinds of things I thought were really fun. Um and also just kind of gave us another look at this world, and we got to see a couple of other magical beings, specifically at the spa, like the guy who owned it who looked like he was a merman, and the people that worked there. And so they end up getting caught up in this kind of like murder plot there, where one of the people who works there ends up getting murdered by the tally man, because again the tally man's been spying on them. He knows exactly where they are. He knew from the minute he was in their house. He's like, oh, I'm watching you with my little spider eye, and I know that you guys are going to the spa, so now I'm going to come to the spa and I'm going to cause some chaos. And I thought that was just showing how this guy is everywhere, right? Like this guy knows what they're doing, and they're not even aware, right? I also thought it was fun that the guy who was the merman who sort of um, ran the spa was uh, Jean Paul Christophe Manoux, who you might recognize from a lot of Disney Channel projects. He was on Phil of the Future. He was in just so many things. I'm trying to like remember right now. He's been in so much stuff. So that was really fun. It felt like a little throwback to like my childhood, just seeing this guy who like was running the Ripple Spa, who's been in like all these things from like our childhood, just show up again. I thought that was really fun. And yeah, so I also, yeah, good point, context code. I want to add, like, there have been so many new sets, and I think that's been really cool to like see them in all these different places. So I've been enjoying that as well. And yes, people are mentioning the Tallyman actor was in the OG show as well. So that actor is hold on, let me look it up for us all. So we know is Jed Reese. And let's see what episodes. Do you guys remember what episode of Charmed he was on in the original? What he was doing? Let me know. Um oh Oh! Yeah, okay, the guy that I was mentioning that was in all the Disney Channel shows, he was a demon on the OG Charmed. Yes, yes. So, okay, you guys know him from Charmed, I know him from Phil of the Future. But anyway, back to what we were talking about with the Tallyman. So, like I said, the Tallyman's he's everywhere. He's basically, you know, at the spa, and he takes over after he kills one of the other members of the spa, and he's massaging Maggie, and it's just very creepy because he doesn't really do anything, but he's there. He pulls a little piece of her hair out. It's like, what is he gonna do with that? um and then he poisons this fancy plant for the entire spa so that it turns evil. And Mel and Maggie and Kayla have to stop this, chaos. But there's these little, I don't know, rock kind of phone things that the magical world have. And they get sent this video of the Charmed Ones basically leaving the Lamia to die, all the chaos at this spa, and essentially the Tally Man has created these like videos, these videos that take the situations that the Charmed Ones have been in that he's recorded and edit them to look worse than what really happened. And he basically is trying to send them out into the magical world so that everyone in the magical community thinks that, kind of goes against the Charmed Ones. And I thought that was really, really interesting. So they they basically like are kind of being the victim of like these bad edits so that so that the magical world will go against them. And so I thought that was really interesting. And he's sending out these doctored videos. um I have to say though, at the same time, like while he did doctor those videos to look worse, the Charmed Ones didn't really do anything to help the Lamia. They just kind of like let her die. So I think now people are starting to question the Charmed Ones, and are they really trying to help us? Do they just think that they have all this power and, trying to make them look bad? Yeah, get them canceled, so to speak. So that's it looks like it's essentially what is the Tallyman's goal, to make the Charmed Ones look bad, turn the magical world against them. We also get to learn more about the Tallyman in this episode through his happy memory, which is not a happy memory at all. We find out that he's supposed to be a gremlin, and that gremlins have this power that they can stop mechanical objects so that they won't hurt them. And so we see this scene with his brother where like his brother puts his hand in this like, garden chopper thing, and it doesn't cut him, it stops. And then we see him do the same thing and it doesn't work. And so it's like, does he just not have powers? Is he not really a gremlin? Like, what's the deal there? There's something going on, which I think, we'll just continue to explore throughout this season. They're supposed to, have this certain power that he clearly doesn't have. So what does that really mean? And a lot of people are saying this is like when the Charmed Ones were hexed and the magical community turned against them, when Billy and Christy turned the magical community against the Charmed Ones. Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like. I just want to know, like, why though? Like, why is the Tallyman doing this? What does he have against them? And then we end this episode in a with some fun realizations, I think. The first one being that Mel, who thought at the beginning of this episode that she accidentally destroyed a clock, really found out that she kind of moved it through time. So that was really cool. And then they also have just like a fun sisters nachos and wine night. And I was like, wow, this is like all I've been wanting, was these sisterly moments. I don't care if they're really sisters or not. That doesn't bother me. But a sisterhood moment is always great to me. And so I just really enjoyed this episode. I thought there was a lot of fun moments. I thought that there were a lot of silly things that happened, but also really fun, magical things that happened. I felt like we learned a lot. The story is moving and progressing well. Things are going a little slower. We're introducing characters in, episodes, and they're coming back and they're having like meaningful reasons to be there. I am enjoying all of that immensely. But some great theories here about the Tallyman. The Tallyman mentioned to the spider a her, and talking to his brother, they mentioned their mom. So maybe he's doing this because of their mom. Yeah. So like, who's their mom? Let's see. Another comment from Context Code saying, I think the Mel and Maggie scene was the strongest sister scene in the show for me. Let's see. Since he turns good things to evil, maybe that's why his happiest memory was a horror one. Maybe he uses Maggie's hair to turn her evil too. Yeah, I mean, now that he has Maggie's hair, like maybe he'll make some kind of spell or potion to do something. And maybe there's something deeper that we didn't understand about his happiest memory. Like maybe that's a realization of something. Maybe that he's not really a gremlin. Maybe of something else. I'm not really sure. So lots of theories, but yeah, like Clayton says, this episode was really good. I enjoyed it. Let me see what else we got here. Another comment from Samir saying, maybe the tally man has the power to sabotage things, not just mechanical things. Maybe he'll use Maggie's hair to sabotage her. Totally. This Charmed is getting better. Yeah, I agree. I think by the end of this episode right now, we're 4 episodes in, and for me, I feel like every episode has been pretty solid. I think what's working about this season that is different than the last 2 is that we're diving more into that magical world. We are getting to see more magical creatures. We're taking things a little bit slower. You know, I like that we got to kind of see Dev in the beginning of last episode, see what he can do, and then this episode he became relevant to the story. You know, that was fun. I like that we're kind of, you know, people are not just being introduced for no reason. Like there's a reason that he kind of showed up there. And then I think that they're overall just taking this story, taking more time with it, going a little bit slower. Not everything needs to be like wrapped up quick. Like, oh, we've finished this mystery in like 2 episodes. Like, I like that it's taking time to figure out who is the tally man, who are Kayla's parents, things like that. Yeah, there's certain things that are wrapped up, you know, like saving certain people or whatever. I would say the only downfalls that I feel so far is that I do think that when it came to the leprechaun and the lamia, the charmed ones didn't really try to save them in any way. They just kind of were like, oops. And so I hope that that doesn't continue to happen. I mean, I guess the whole setup was really just to make them look bad through the Tallyman's video. But other than that, I feel like I've enjoyed where everything's going. I like that by the end of this episode, Maggie does have this realization of like, I do want things to go back to normal. Like, I don't want it to always be trauma. Like, yeah, let's gossip and watch reality shows and hang out. Like, and I like that balance that they're trying to have. You know, the fact that they even did an episode where they go to the spa and relax is really fun to me. Obviously nobody gets to relax, but the fact that they can do fun things like that, I think just strikes a better balance in the story. Let's see. This definitely feels like a tighter season. Seems like they planned out the storyline. Yeah. You know, I think that's the problem is that in the past, after the first season, it kind of felt like they were writing the story as they went along. So it's like, who knows where things are going? It's hard to theorize in that way because really anything could happen because there's no set structure of like, okay, this is where we're going. Here, I'm like, okay, we can have theories now. We can theorize of like, where does Kayla come from? Who is the tally man? Because they've like actually set up things in a way that is just like more consistent and makes more sense versus like, who knows what's happening? I don't know what's happening. Ooh. I don't know if this is going to mean anything just because, again, anything that happened in the past seasons like this, I don't know. But remember the little girl that was with Ruby at the gravesite? What if that was Kayla? Interesting. But yeah, I think fewer episodes definitely is going to make this story more consistent because you have less time to just like waste. Like, and I think that sometimes in the past they have wasted episodes where you're like, this went nowhere. So far, each episode, I feel like we've gotten information, we've had fun, we've dove more into the magical world, we've met more magical creatures, we're exploring more what's going on internally with the sisters. You know, we're hitting a little bit of everything. And I appreciate that, you know, that it's not just like, okay, well, we're going to either be doom and gloom now because the sisters lost Macy. You know, no, we can have those ups and downs of like, yeah, it's really hard for Mel. It's really hard for Maggie, but you have Kayla who's come in, who's more of a bright light, who's trying to bring that positivity and that energy in. And I think she's doing a good job with it so far. I still think I sometimes hear the Australian accent coming out, but outside of that, I think that I'm really enjoying this new direction and the fact that Kayla brings such a positive vibe and energy, and just more of a lightness to the show. And we are going back to those roots of season one where things are magical, things are more fun. We're trying to balance our regular lives in the magical world, and our the things that are going on in our lives, and I enjoy that. So, if you guys have any other thoughts, feel free to throw your comments, questions, concerns in now because I'm going to wrap up. But yeah, make sure to let me know your thoughts. If you're just watching this video later on, let me know your theories, what you're thinking, how you're enjoying this season so far, and yeah, I like I said, I just think this has been a lot better this time around, which I appreciate. Um, Let's see. Got another comment here. Kayla and Dev both have an art related power, and Mel and Roxy have a time related power. Roxy being a circadian. Yeah. What is Roxy's power? I don't even remember at this point. But yeah, that is interesting. And again, Roxy, can we trust her? I don't know what happened to Harry. This whole episode he was gone because the previous episode he ate some crazy weird mushroom. I have no idea. I really hope we get to see the court date. I feel like that will fix a lot of issues that occurred between the season. How so? I mean, interesting. I'm not sure what you mean, but I do think that it would be issues of them being out in the real world. I feel like they're not going to talk about that at all. But I do think it'd be interesting if we do get that court date and maybe that finally allows Maggie to like move on. I guess we'll see what happens. How do you think Maggie's situation will affect her powers? I'm hoping that Maggie's situation will, well, especially after this episode and after the talk she had with Mel, I'm hoping that it will allow her to continue maybe going to therapy and talking through her issues, and maybe even be something that she can take this grief and put it towards her psychology degree, and then eventually, be okay enough to get back into the real world and not turn into this like monster fighting machine when she like sees something going on. Because I do think that especially that edit that the tally man did, it kind of made it look like she she just attacked this innocent mother, and that's not what happened, even though they could have done more to help this woman. But yeah, so I'm hoping that it'll just help her overall with her abilities and make her not so just ready to fight first. Someone saying, I don't know how Kayla can be Mel's child when she's older than Maggie. Plot wise, how would that even make sense? Well, I mean, I think that's more of a when did future Mel drop, if this even is real, first of all. Again, this is just a theory, but I think it really would have to do more with when did future Mel drop Kayla at the fire station, if that's even what the story really is. And actually she is older than Maggie, yeah. But I think they said in one of the episodes that it was like I think Kayla was like 28, Maggie was younger, what is it like, is it Mel's 28, Kayla's 26, and then Maggie's the youngest one, something like that. But it's definitely, that's the order. It's Mel, Kayla, Maggie. And I think that could really just have to do with again, when she was dropped off at the fire station. Let me see. Devilish Aggie says Phoebe got a psychology degree and became an advice columnist. What could Maggie's profession be? I mean, I could see her becoming a psychologist. I could see her trying to help other people. Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe we'll see what happens when she graduates, but I mean, I could see her becoming a psychologist in general, maybe a magical psychologist, because I just don't know if it's going to be easy for them to like really, really only have jobs in the what's it called, in the regular world. But here Samir broke it down for us. Kayla is older than Maggie. Mel is 28, Kayla's 26, and Maggie's 21. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Right now, Maggie would be a professional boxer. Yeah, that's too funny. Yeah, maybe she could become a therapist. I think there's a lot of different things that she could do. Um, yeah, maybe a guidance counselor for young magical creatures. That would be cool. Especially if they, I mean, who knows what they're doing, right? But if they went down the line and ended up opening up their own school or something, or, that could be really cool. Or if there is a magical, I'm sure there is a magical school. I mean, how could there not be, right? Like, there has to be something that exists. Um, do you have any clue about what Jordan is? I'm so curious. Honestly, I'm not sure. I feel like he's I don't know, some kind of mixture of or like a new version of a white lighter, where something where like he can have those abilities or most some of those abilities without having to be, split in two. I guess he doesn't have all of them, right? What did they say? He doesn't have orbing, right? But he can heal. So he definitely has some kind of mixture, um, but mixture of some kind of magical abilities. Maybe he's just like part white lighter, part human kind of thing. Oh yeah, and Clayton also is talking about the teleportation matches um that are in the blue camellia. That is pretty fun. Where they could just that one bodyguard dude is just in charge. He's like, nah, getting rid of you, and just like blows out the light. Um, yeah, maybe his other powers for Jordan will manifest later. I think that we haven't like learned much yet, to be honest. All we know is that he can heal. I'm pretty sure he said he couldn't orb, and he's obviously been learning from Harry, and that's kind of all we really know, other than that he's in it to figure out what's going on. Which I appreciated. I feel like he's been really like, all right, we got to figure out what's going on with the Tally Man. Oh, okay. Oh, great point. Samir is saying maybe in the next episode we'll meet Kayla's ancestors. Yes. Speaking of the next episode, I can't believe I almost forgot to talk about it. It looks really fun. It looks so cool. It looks like Mel is going to send Kayla and Maggie back in time to the 20s. We definitely are gonna get them singing a little bit. We already got a little tease of the Lady Marmalade, and I mean, if we're gonna hear Maggie and Kayla sing, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. They looked like they had really cute 1920s outfits. And this kind of also reminds me of those time travel episodes to like the 20s that they had with the OG sisters. So I'm excited. I hope that they are gonna learn something about their history and what's going on through that. I do enjoy a time travel episode like this one that it seems like they're working towards. So I'm curious to see what's going to go on, and maybe get a little musical number out in there. I think that would be really fun. But yeah, so a lot of really cool stuff happening so far this season, guys. Time travel, magical spas, leprechauns, guys who can sing magically. That would be a pretty cool power, honestly. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping, as Lou says right here, that we can see what kind of connections they have and find in this next episode. Oh yeah, interesting. It's Hermes says in the next episode they're sent into the past, probably to find out about Kayla's origin, but are accidentally sent further back. But maybe that's when her story actually begins. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yeah, maybe there's some kind of connection, um, even further back. Let me see. But yeah, so I'm excited. I think this season's really fun so far, and I'm enjoying myself, and I hope you guys are too. It's fun to do these episodes every week with you guys and just break down what we've seen and any theories or thoughts we have. And so, make sure to leave a comment down below and let me know what you're thinking about this season, any theories, any thoughts. And yeah, do I like the new Charmed one? Yeah, I think she's great. I'm really having a lot of fun with her. I think she brings a nice lightness to this series that I think we've been missing. A lot of fun. So yeah, I'm glad that we're gonna, like you said here, dive into her origins. and explore that a bit more. So maybe we'll get to actually meet her current parents as well, like her adopted parents. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I will catch you next week in another episode breaking down Charmed episode 5. I'm really excited for this time travel one. Seems like it should be a lot of fun. Again, if you like these videos, make sure to leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Give some thumbs up. Subscribe. I also have a lot of other videos that I do outside of Charmed, so you can check those out as well. And I will catch you in the next one.